we need to talk about Donald Trump and that gesture that he gave. Very expressive. You know that Trump is very expressive, not only with his words, which is pretty much unfiltered, but his signature way of sitting down, with his feet firmly planted on the floor. And now we have a very spontaneous flip of the bird. We can say that, right? Bird flipping, flip of the bird. And why did this happen? Well, it happened because someone heckled President Trump. The guy essentially called Trump PDF file protector, as in Trump is protecting PDF files. My question has always been, why didn't they call Biden that? We're talking about the Epstein files. You know that Bundy, I don't want to talk about Bundy today, but she has been a mess with all that Epstein stuff. And I'm pretty sure that Trump is not very pleased with that. But again, people are telling Trump that he's protecting people. And he was heckled at the Ford plant 2 days ago. So he mouthed F you and flipped them the bird. That is President Trump I know and love, says Nick Sortor. And we can see here, okay, in the sequence, we zoom in on Trump and you can see the exact moment in which he says, yeah, it's unmistakable. You say he's preparing the F. We have a picture. There's a classic picture of Trump, that with the finger like this, and about to drop an F word. Maybe it was not the F word that we are looking at here, but it was on point. I think that he says that a second time, and then he flips the bird right there. Okay? Now, this is the kind of things that I don't know sometimes. This picture, for example, this picture is so crisp. I can guess that there were professional photographers covering this, and somebody got the shot of Trump doing that. Many people are reacting and saying, why is he acting like this? Why? That is not very presidential. And we need to remember that Trump is not it's not a conventional president. It's not a conventional politician. I wouldn't say that he can be cataloged as a politician, even cataloged as a politician, because he's so special in many ways. And well, people were asked about MS Now actually ran an entire segment just on people's reactions to Trump flipping a guy off at Ford. Thanks Gina Milan for this. Let's watch this clip and see what people have to say.
I feel like he's just being himself. I feel like everybody has personality. Don't look at it like judging a person. Sometimes you shouldn't judge the book by its cover.
Honestly, I expect nothing less from this guy. Like, this is classic how I'm going to react when I don't like what's being said.
I just think it's a bad display of like America as a whole, because everyone across the country is seeing this, and if you see somebody who's obviously riled up in his emotions like that, I just think it's a bad look.
Doesn't make us look good.
In terms of leadership,
Right.
we have, as former teachers, how do you present a leader?
Nope, not at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like so many people saying that, oh, looks so bad, but again, it's something special. I have my opinion about this. I have an opinion that Trump was basically unfiltered as usual. Let's say more unfiltered than usual, and he was not. He maybe he felt there was no cameras on him, and he can just go for it. Why not? Go for it.
And breaking, TJ Sabula. I don't know why the guy who was heckling Trump has a rapper name. I didn't get that. The worker who shouted at Trump has been suspended. And people are saying that, what about freedom of speech? Isn't a guy, can't a guy exercise his freedom of speech? I mean, heckling the president. I guess that you gotta have some kind of maybe I don't know, respect. And if you don't show respect, then I guess the president has the right to respond in any way that he deems appropriate. Maybe there was the appropriate way to respond. This started when Trump showed his middle finger and appears to say F you after 4 worker yells PDF file protector. Now that worker has been suspended. But, of course, every single time this kind of things happen, yeah, it is important to remember, thank you, Scrapping Wolf, that Biden called U.S. citizens or MAGA or Trump voters garbage. Yeah, I remember that I made a video about that. People were saying, oh, no, Biden did not say that. And Biden absolutely said that. And it was not an emotional outburst. He was very calm and collected when he said that. So again, it's ultimately we are dealing with humans, even if those humans, in the case of Biden, not only shower with his daughter, but also he was basically cognitively impaired in more than one way. TJ Sabula, the Ford worker who called Trump a PDF protector, told Washington Post he is, quote-unquote, politically independent, but the Daily Caller discovered that he was not that independent, or he is not that independent. Oh, right, I guess that is out of the question. I guess that we could say that he doesn't like Trump. That is obvious. I mean, we had the idea. We had the idea that the heckling indicated that he did not like Trump. And in case you feel bad for the guy who was suspended, well, worry no more, because there's already a GoFundMe covering his ass. And, well, it's there's a Rider CC64 very proud of donating $500 to the guy who heckled Donald Trump. And as of the recording of this video, or this live stream, it was very close to the target of $250,000, which is not too shabby, as they would say. Well, that was very profitable. That was very, very, very profitable. I can imagine people trying to, when they see Trump trying to heckle him in a very special way, so they can get suspended or maybe fired and get the same treatment. I think that is seems like Dems are pretty rich. This is what I say. I remember the GoFundMe of Carmelo Anthony, the GoFundMe of Renee Good. We're gonna be talking about Renee Good as well. There's so many GoFundMes out there, and all these people just break the ceiling of this fundings. How do they do that? I mean, they have actual money. They might hate and despise capitalism, but it seems that capitalism is working very nice for them. Very nice for them, because if you are in socialist handouts, I don't think that you have the spare change to be able to, send a little monetary message to your current hero of the day. I don't think that would happen if you were on socialist handouts. But again, that is what is happening right now. Let me see your comments.